we go on to a very, very interesting fight. Trevin Giles, 13 wins and 2 losses, and Roman Dolidze, 8 wins and 0 losses, and an undefeated fighter. And guess what, guys? Roman Dolidze is taking this fight on short notice and is the favorite to win the fight at minus 145. Let's see, who was Trevin Giles supposed to fight? Driscoll Duplessis. They betting us for that fight. Not really sure what they are, but Driscoll Duplessis was the favorite to win the fight, and now he's fighting Roman Dolidze on short notice. That could definitely play a factor in the fight, but Roman Dolidze is moving down from the light heavyweight to the middleweight division. I think he is 100% going to have the size advantage in the fight. He's the favorite. He's 32.5 years old, 6 foot 2 inches tall, and has an amazing reach of 76 inches. So a lot of advantages there, except for maybe the age advantage. He's 6 foot 2 inches tall, 76 inch reach. So that's a 2-inch height advantage, and then a 2-inch reach advantage, but a slight age advantage for Trevin Giles in the fight. The tabloid predictions, I think this is a little bit rough for Trevin Giles, considering that Roman Dolidze is taking this fight on short notice. 80% going for Roman Dolidze to win the fight, maybe mostly by KO and TKO, and that makes perfect sense. So Roman Dolidze loves to finish his fights. 4 knockout wins, 3 submission wins, and 1 decision win. His only fight that went all the way was against John Allen in his last fight. That was a split decision in a very, very close fight. That was the only one that went all the way. Let's check the losses. Oh wait, there are literally no losses from Roman Dolidze. He's an undefeated 8-0 professional fighter. Absolutely insane. Trevin Giles, 13 wins and 2 losses. Coming off a 3rd round knockout win over Bavon Lewis in absolute domination. And then a decision win over James Cross, an amazing striker in the welterweight and middleweight division. He lost to Gerald Mearshart and Zach Cummings. Those are his only 2 losses as a professional fighter. And guess what? Guess how he ended up losing both of those fights? Guillotine choke submission in the 3rd round. I mean, come on. How does that happen? But he has a 3rd round knockout win over Antonio Bragonedo. And then a 2nd round knockout win over James Bogdanovic. A win over Ryan Spann inside of the LFA. At LFA 3 back in 2017. He beat Ike Villanueva, who's also inside the UFC right now. He beat Josh Clark, who I believe had a couple of fights inside the UFC. So he's fought so many amazing fighters inside the UFC and even outside the UFC. 6 knockout wins, 5 submission wins, and 2 decision wins. His losses, let's see, both by submission, guillotine choke submission in the 3rd round. This is one where it's really, really close. Trevin Giles is not taking this fight on short notice. Roman Dolidze is the one that is taking this fight on short notice. Doesn't have much time to prepare for the fight. He's a light heavyweight fighter, and it's going to be really rough for him to move down from the light heavyweight onto the middleweight division on short notice. That is a tough task to do, considering it was pretty tough for him to get down to the light heavyweight division, and now it's going to be even tougher for him to get down to the middleweight division. Man, this is going to be a close one. I think this one is going to be a striking battle between both of these fighters. Roman Dolidze, in my opinion, might have the power advantage, but does he have the endurance that Trevin Giles does, and does he have that wrestling and submission background that Trevin Giles does? Because Trevin Giles has a lot of submissions under his belt. I forgot how much. 5 submission wins on his record so far. So guess what, guys? I'm going with the underdog in Trevin Giles to win the fight. I know. I'm going Trevin Giles, the underdog, to win the fight. By decision. I think this one's going to go all the way. I think Roman Dolidze is going to win the 1st round. Tired himself out a little bit. The 2nd and 3rd round, I think Trevin Giles has the better gas tank. So in the 2nd and 3rd round, I think he's going to put on the pressure on Roman Dolidze, landing a lot of good shots, landing some takedowns, go for some submissions, go for some ground and pound and control them on the ground. And it is a short notice fight for Roman Dolidze. If this was not a short notice fight, I'd probably go with Roman Dolidze to win the fight. But since it is a short notice fight, that is definitely going to take a toll on Roman Dolidze. In his cardio, it's gonna take definitely gonna take a toll on his cardio in the fight. So Trevin Giles is just gonna have that cardio advantage in the 2nd and 3rd round. He has the grappling advantage, the wrestling advantage, in my opinion. Roman Dolidze, the thing he needs to do out there is go out there in the 1st round and land a nice shot to the jaw of Trevin Giles and get a knockout. If he does that, that's the way he needs to win the fight. But if Trevin Giles gets past that 1st round, I think Trevin Giles will win the fight by 29-28 unanimous decision. But yeah, that's my prediction. I have the underdog in Trevin Giles winning the fight by unanimous decision.